What is up, everybody? I'm King Gene, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a video on what I think the best way to level up for a Warlock is between 1 and 15. So, here's what I get started. Between all of these two are the best ones I would recommend, and then this would have to be next. So what I do is I always start with this one. The reason why I start with this one is because of that 5% chance to do more damage. So I always start with this one. I just explained why 5% more damage, 5% chance to do 600% more damage. Why wouldn't you not take that? You know what I'm saying? Over this, where it just does 75% damage in a small area, okay, that's cool, but you can throw it out a lot. You can also spam this as quick as possible. That's cool. Next, I like to take Hell Fissure. Now, you could take Hell Fissure, Umbral Claw, or Dreadclaw. I'm sorry, Emerald Chain or Dreadclaw. These three abilities right here are the top abilities to level it up with. And of course, they all lead to some of the best in-game builds ever. But um, I was using Dreadclaw for the first while, actually, for a while, and it's actually really good. But Hellfisher is better to me, a lot better. Um, Then Umbral Chain is pretty good too, due to the damage it throws. It links to a target and it slows people down and it damages people who walk in between or near the person with the chain. So yeah, it's pretty good. Um, but the best one to me is Hellfish. Then of course I'm gonna explain the what I pick next after everything is picked. After I'm gonna explain what I pick on these next, but I'm gonna explain the abilities first. I probably did it wrong. I probably should do it the other way, but we'll pick a better way next time. Um, so Tormented Wrench for this one is the best one to me, hands down, of all these because one, the taunt. When you're playing hardcore, you don't really want too many enemies gathered around you. So this puts them in a whole nother area that makes them go over to the other side of the room or anywhere else. Hell, you could put it right in front of you and then leave. A lot of enemies will get taunted. Now, as far as I know, I could have been doing this wrong, but I'm 90% sure the butcher cannot be affected by taunts, which understandable, just like most bosses can. Most bosses don't get affected by taunt; they get affected by the stun damage. So, and this does apply a lot of stun damage to a target, a boss. Next one, Rampage is the best one hands down. And leveling up wise, I would also pick Rampage over any of these because one, this I'm not gonna lie to you, this has gotta be the worst one. The only way this is good is if you level it up all the way and it allows you to transfer into a demon form. But then at that point, you could just get demon form and do that. So there's no point in that. I don't think this is good. I think this needs to be done better. This one is pretty good. It does 25% damage. It does 20 damage off each hit, percent damage each hit. And yes, it does sound low, but for 7 seconds, it just spits fire. Like, I'm gonna show you. Spits fire for 7 seconds. That is a lot. Okay. So that is my ability for now. But if you want, Rampage is the best one. I recommend it. But for my current build and what I'm testing out, I chose this one for that. Rampage brings down a demon right there on you, and each time it hits, it has a 5% chance to do 1,280% more damage. With the earth bleed damage, of course, but still, that's pretty good. And for 10 seconds, it's just slamming around. Then for my final one, whatever my most thing is, I normally go for. I really don't like this one. Uh, the second that hexes enemies. I can see why this would be good because it hexes enemies, but I'm really not a fan of it. Maybe I can find something to do with it in a later build, but right now, no. Um, Chaos, Sigil of Chaos is the one I choose because it constantly keeps my Hellfire skills empowered. But to be honest, I kind of don't need it because um, my Hell Fissure has empowering on it. So this would be a good one where I could just spawn in more demons to attack, add a little bit of extra attack, add a little bit extra more demons out there for me to get more DPS. So now we're going to go to the top and I'm going to break down each of the ones I chose. So as I said, I chose this, right? But once I hit level 14, nope, I think it's 12. It's either 12 or 13. Sorry, I can't remember. Once I hit the level to unlock the last abilities, I always go here. The reason why is because you can do magma bomb. It's basically a bomb where I spawn in these turrets. They're called demon turrets. The last one's called demon turrets. I spawn in these demon turrets that's constantly doing damage, and it's far away, so I can throw it so far away from me, and walk away and leave and keep letting them attack. So it's basically damage over time. So what I do is, deal damage up to 40% based on how far it travels. Now this does work for the turrets, not just the initial damage, the hit damage, the one you land on that you throw, but their shots. So if you throw it on the enemy, you're actually weakening your DPS. So what you want to do is throw it away from an enemy and it let it do the shots on the enemy. That's going to do way more than the initial damage does itself. So then, with a 15% chance of knockdown for 2 seconds, right? Which is perfectly cool, right? 15% chance. But casting Hell Fissure, standing in it, there you go, you got it. So now it has a 100% chance to knock down any enemy it hits every 5 seconds, which is cool as hell. You want that initial knockdown, that 4 seconds, sorry. You want that. It's basically stunning somebody for 2 seconds every 4 seconds, which is great, okay? You want them big enemies knocked down on the ground so you can, that 2 seconds, you can do as much damage to them as possible. Now we go over to the bread and butter, Hell Fissure. First one, I took a course while standing in Hell Fissure. It empowers your hellfire skills, of course, as you see. It's not just standing in it. You have to cast a second one in order to get it, which is fine. And then you keep casting. And it lasts longer. It doesn't reset it all the way each time, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to keep it up. Then we go with 1 extra explosion. So the reason I chose the 1 extra explosion over the 20% more damage, because this can get up to 100% more. I mean, the 40% more damage. The cost is increased by 25%, and this can get up to 100% more cost, which is not a lot. You see, that's 35 cost, right? If I was to switch this for this, that's 70. Let me throw this out. That's 70. 70 gone. I can only cast 2 of them now. I don't want to be able to only cast 2. Not worth 40%. Not worth it at all. So I switched to this, add an additional one. So boom, 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 boom. See? Each one explodes some additional time before that last one goes away now. Now if I take this off and put this on, I only get, hold on. Of course you're going to be throwing these out. The whole entire time you're fighting, you're going to keep throwing these out. So you're going to be boom, boom. Look at that. See, that one went away. See? See your second one. So now you can only have 1. You don't have the 3. I prefer having 3 of them up. Because for this right here, it allows me to connect each of mine, as you can see. And then when I do another one, they all explode along with the lava fission lines right in between them. They all explode. So that goes back to more damage. It hits every enemy. The enemies that take the initial damage and all the enemies in the lines take the same exact damage, which is perfect. Now for Tortured Wrench, we go ahead and first thing I took is the Unstoppable. Because Unstoppable is pretty good. You get it for 3 seconds, yes, but you kind of need an Unstoppable to help remove all crowd control. Because it is the first thing I do in a fight when I go in, but sometimes, you might throw it out, you might be froze. You could throw it out, boom, now you crowd control. Now you broke free your crowd control. And I've seen some people say take this one when enemies attack the torture wrench. Um, they are enraged for 2 seconds, gain 100% attack speed, but they take 28 damage. No, I don't care for that. Okay, I rather have this. Each demon killed close to the torture wrench, enemy or demon expands the distance, the duration by zero point 0.5 up to 5 more seconds. It already stays out for 5 seconds. You can keep this tunt for 10 seconds. A 10-second tunt is crazy, but it's really good. So that's why I keep that. Um, and then Infernal Breath, I explain why I got this one. And then here, enemies take 1% permanent increased damage each time they're hit up to 25%. It increases the damage by 25%. It increases the damage by 1% each time it hits. And as you can see, it's going to hit you a lot. So that's pretty good. Now, for Rampage, if I was to take a Rampage, which is still a good ability, I recommend this one over this one. I'm only taking this because I feel like this does a little bit more of a distraction thing too. But if I was going to take a Rampage, I would have took right here. Increase the damage by 20% for 3 seconds, up to 20 seconds. So, what? I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Sorry. Killing an enemy or demon increases the damage by 20 seconds for 3 seconds, up 20 seconds. The more demons you kill, the more the seconds go up. So you can keep that 20% for 20 seconds, which is good because a lot of fights don't last that long. But unfortunately, this only lasts for 10 seconds. So yeah, you're not really gonna keep it for 20 seconds just yet. Um, that is going to be it for the 1 through 15. I will do another video when I get to 30 for 15 through 30. And I'll do another video for 30 to 45, and then another video 45 to 60, and then 60 to 70. You guys, if my character survives that long, if it doesn't survive that long, then well, I guess I just have to start over. I will also be doing a core build. This is hardcore, if I don't know if I said that at the beginning of the video, but I also will be doing a core build, something more not as far away, you know what I'm saying? Because in hardcore, you don't want to die. Whatever you do, you're trying to stay as far away from enemies as possible so you cannot die. Or if your build, for certain classes, if your build determines you to be close, you can get close. But with that being said, oh, sorry, Shard. I like this demon right here because it allows me to, at the beginning, when I first get it, 200 casts, when 200 demons die, lesser demons die, your next greater demon skill is free. I throw these out a lot, okay? There's 6 on the field at all times. I throw them out. Once I get them full, the first thing I do when I get into combat, I throw these out. Second, I spam this. Boom. See, I'm keeping it up. I try to keep 5 of them on the field at all times. Boom, boom. So I'm spamming this, right? It's going to get to that 200 quick. Look how fast it got to 100. I think I had some before that, but whatever. You see, it goes up each time one of these go away too, so that's perfectly fine. My next cast of Wrench or my next cast of Infernal Breath is free. Love it. Each of these are good, but I really don't think this one's good for early on because if I'm not mistaken, there is no way for you to turn into demon form early before level 1 to 15 unless it's to leap off a horse. Which I could be wrong, but I'm almost for sure there's no way for you to turn into demon form without leaping off the horse. So that would not be a good thing. Oh wait, right here. Nope, that would not be good to have. That one's useless between level 1 to 15. This one, recast skills. It puts your shadow form no longer break shadow form. Yeah, I get that. And while shadow form, your abyssal skills deal 30% damage. Well, that's good too. That goes with chains or claw, right? That's pretty good. For those two, and I would recommend it because honestly, it doesn't say it, but this does do. Uh, it does go after low health enemies. It's not executing them, but it does kill them. It gets the final blows on a lot of enemies. Um, and of course, ritual shard occult skills increased damage per stack of overpowered by 3.5%. Which is good, right? But the demon itself doesn't attack, and I kind of like the demon being able to attack early game, like level 1 through 15. I like the demon being able to attack with me. So this one's only good after, I want to say, after I get my ultimate. I want to say after I get my ultimate, this one's I take this I swap the demons. Maybe a little later. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a good day, good night, and make sure y'all keep it royal. Peace.